Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Labor Day. Happy or Labor Day. What am I? A couple months behind. Happy Veterans Day, for crying out loud. Holy cow. Anyway, not enough coffee yet, apparently. Happy Veterans Day. Big thank you to all the veterans out there. Let's see if we can get this back on the rails here. Let's see who we got hanging out with us. Thomas says, thanks to veterans and others who have served. Yep. Thomas is retired Army Signal Corps. All right. Paul's here. He also says, thanks to all the veterans. How you doing, Paul? Hope you're doing well this morning. Clyde is here. Good morning, Clyde. Good morning, Jesse. Steve Krosky's in the house. TGIF, thumbs up day. Appreciate the thumbs up. Got a couple of them over there. Mr. Ballard says, morning, rain here. Still have lights to install. I wondered if you were having to do some of this one in the rainy weather because it's been, it's going to be another one of them crummy days here. It's all wet and drizzly and no hard stuff, I don't think, but just going to be a miserable day as far as if you try to be outside. Sean's here. Good morning, Sean. Troy's here. Good morning, Troy. Appreciate the thumbs up. Kevin Else, good afternoon. Hope all is well in South Africa. Leo's here. Good morning, Dave and Jack. Jack is right at my feet once again. Clyde says it's Remembrance Day in Canada. Okay. Sean says it's a whopping 20 degrees. Yikes. That's too cold. That's too cold for sure. Monroe Cook in the house. Good morning. Mr. Bill Hoffman's in the house. Good morning, Bill. Always good to see you over here on the coffee sessions. Don't see you much, but glad you're hanging out with us this morning. Someone says no rest for the Wolfman. Yeah. George says TGIF, Jack, Dave, and the gang. Thank you, George. Hope you're doing well. Oh, let's see. What are we going to talk about? I got nothing. I really don't have nothing. Already tired. I knew this was going to happen. I'm so sick of the politics stuff and all the election ads on TV and YouTube and all that stuff. And of course, it's not going to stop because we got a runoff here in Georgia, looks like. So, I don't know. We had a third party candidate, I guess. I guess it was libertarian or something. I don't even know. All I know is some dude that's, didn't have a snowball's chance and, of winning. And of course, he's taken 2 or 3% of the vote or something. So, and then of course, we get to have another runoff. So, just so sick of the commercials. I just think I'm just going to leave the TV turned off. I spent a good bit of the day yesterday right here, because it was rainy and stuff and couldn't get outside and do anything. Of course, I could have piddled in the shop, I guess, but I spent the day doing some research. You know how I do my research. I did watch a few YouTube videos. I mentioned that I was on the hunt for a airbrush kit, and I got one on order. I purchased the Master, whichever one it was. Sean mentioned it's the one with the 3 different airbrush airbrushes in it. So got it on order. It'll be here Sunday, I think. Got a bottle of airbrush cleaner and the airbrush thinner. And let's see, what else did I get? Bought another ring light that I need for outside. I still haven't decided on a microphone, so I got to get one of those nailed down and figure out which one I want to get and try to get it in here before next Wednesday. But anyway, so I got some stuff in order. So since I had that in order, I thought, okay, well, now I'm going to spend a little time yesterday afternoon and evening doing some design work, getting some stuff to cut on the laser and use with that new airbrush. So I am pretty stoked for that to get here. It should be fun. I think we'll see. Dennis is here. Good morning. Lonnie says he's running late. Well, better late than never. Ryan says, nope, not rest. Hooking up a 220 circuit for my in-laws now. Then check out a 50-foot tree for lights. Then to visit grandma in the rehab place. Then fix a wreath. Then install lights on a rancher. Okay. Busy day for the Wolfman, sounds like. And all doing that while we're supposed to get 3 inches of rain. Yeah, I imagine I don't know how fast, I haven't really even looked at the radar, but I imagine some of that remnants of Nicole, that hurricane down there, I imagine it's probably getting up your way about now. It's hard to tell. I think it's still drizzly out there. I know I let Jack out, and he didn't hesitate to go on out because I guess he had to go pretty bad. And usually he'll hesitate if it's doing anything. But when he came back in, he was pretty wet. So I had to get his little towel out and dry him off. But he got his business taken care of, I think, this morning. So that's good. What's anybody else got to talk about? Like I said, I don't really have much anything. The news, I just watched briefly the weather, and didn't take me long to figure out today's going to be pretty much a crummy day, and then tomorrow and Sunday are going to be good days as far as no rain, but it's going to be cooler highs, like low 60s or something. But I can handle that. That'll work okay. Don't know for sure what I'm going to do Saturday for the Hobby CNC with Dave show. I did get a few folks send me some photos in. So I might, I don't know that I have really enough to do a whole show and tell type show. But so if anybody's got stuff they want to send in, send it to me, and then we'll see. But we'll find something to talk about, I'm sure, between now and then. But not a whole lot to show what I have so far. But when folks send stuff in, I try to show off their stuff. Lonnie says, I have an airbrush for a few years now. It did not help my talents. Yeah. Well, maybe I'm just I'm probably not really getting an airbrush kit for the right reason. I'm just thinking that it's easier to mix up the small amounts of paint, and I think it'll be better than trying to buy all these different colors of rattle cans and stuff. What I want to do is not going to be any super artistic stuff. It's for the kind of layered stuff that I'll be cutting with the laser, where you can, for example, you cut something and say you've got red, white, and blue are the three colors of the stuff you're cutting. So you put all the blue pieces in one thing and all the white ones in another and the red ones in another. And then you spread them out and you just spray them just kind of like I would with a rattle can, only I just figure it'll be easier to do with an airbrush, um, and not have to deal with the rattle cans. I'm just sick of fooling around with them. Mr. Hoffman's giving me a update on the Indiana weather. 75 here yesterday, and maybe spit of snow here tonight here in Southwest Indiana. Crazy weather. Yeah, well, you know what they say. If you don't like the weather in Indiana, just wait a few minutes. It'll change. That's the old. That's what they used to say all the time when I grew up there, and it's pretty much true. Let's see. What else have I got to talk about? There's still, it is pretty ridiculous. I think, we had the election Tuesday. We still don't know who a bunch of the winners are or losers. Can't even count. Can't even count ballots in a reasonable amount of time. So I don't care what they say about election integrity. If you can't count them and you keep delaying and delaying and delaying, it just, gives people the impression that there's some shenanigans going on, and most likely there is. So I don't know. Those folks in Arizona, man. I'm beginning to think, well, I better not say what I was going to say. I'll be nice. I'll just hold off on maybe I'll say it some other day, but when I'm wound up, but just, I won't say it this morning. Let's see. Lonnie says it works great for quick staining. Yeah, I hadn't really even thought about it for staining, simply because my favorite, well, no, not staining. I'm thinking lacquer. My favorite lacquer is Deft, and that I don't mind buying in the cans because I've always had good luck with their stuff, not clogging and being able to get it all out and stuff. But yeah, I guess you could run stain through there just like you could. Yeah. Says Florida got hit with a couple of hurricanes and still counted all their votes. Yeah. Well, the second one, though, didn't come until after Election Day, right? I don't think Nicole hit until right after the thing. But yeah, from what I see in the reports, they pretty much had all their stuff counted in about 5 hours, and it's way more ballots than Arizona's messing with. And here we are, it's Friday, and now they're saying, I watched a thing this morning where they had that same guy out there making excuses, and he even told the reporter, because she's pressing him trying to get an answer, like, well, when do you expect? You say early next week. Are we talking Monday? We talking Tuesday? Whatever. He goes, well, don't hold me to it, and I'm like, what kind of leadership is that? That's why you're in that position, to get the job done. But yeah, that's I don't know. I think Arizona, if you look at the map, Arizona is right next to California. I think California may be rubbing off on them a little bit. I don't know. Lord help us all. Going to hell in a handbasket, aren't we? But let's see. Gary Hammett says, "Good morning. I'm slipping in. You can slip on in here, buddy." Don't really have anything to talk about. So if you got something, Gary, why spit it out? I don't really have much of nothing to talk about. I think I'm going to today. It's pretty bad because I ran these little things. They're blocked. You can't even see them. That one thing is a subscribe button thing. And then that is like the thumbs up button thing. You can't even see it. But I ran those on the CNC many years ago, hand painted them, and they look terrible. The thing is, with them hanging on the wall, a few feet back, they're kind of blurry anyway, since they're back there on that back wall. And of course, if that 3D printer wasn't in the way, you'd think they look okay. In fact, you might think I'd bought them somewhere, that maybe but they're hand painted and they look terrible. And then I also got some, I'm trying to think of the name of that, what they call that stuff. I bought it from the Inventables website, I think, and Color Core. I think that's what they call it, where you've got, like you've got two, it's almost like, think of it as a plywood of plastic. It's layered, and then it's got a core, so you can, engrave down. In other words, I think it's, let's see, which way does it go? I think it's red, and then it's got a white core in the middle, I think. And I keep saying I was going to run, and I've had that stuff for I don't know how many years. And I keep saying I'm going to rerun them on the CNC and redo those things so that they look better. In fact, I got enough material. I could probably make 2 or 3 sets of those. But now I'm thinking, well, I might still use the color core, but I'm, now that I got this laser, I should probably make one with the laser. And then again, since you can cut the stuff and set all the red over here on this side, paint it, and all the white over here on this side and paint it, and then put it back together, I could probably make one that looked pretty cool with using the laser. And I think I was just looking, YouTube has made a lot of changes. So when I look at my, like I've got on this screen over here, I've got the YouTube thing open for this coffee sessions. And, used to, you'd see the subscribe button and stuff, but I guess they've changed it now where, since it's my channel, I don't even see a subscribe button. I do see the thumbs up, and it looks like I could thumbs up my own thing if I wanted to, but I never do that. That's just tacky to me. But I don't see a subscribe button or anything on mine. I'd have to, so to see what the current subscribe button thing looks like. And like I said, I think they've changed it. Let me just go find somebody else's video and take a look. I was watching a cool channel just a few minutes before I came in here. Now I can't even think of the name of it. I did subscribe though, but they are doing it. I actually searched airbrush laser cut, and then I'm finding the people that are doing the things like I'm talking about doing, is taking their CO2 laser, or in this case, they had a glow forge, which is still technically a CO2, but the smaller ones. And he was making some beautiful stuff. Some of the stuff he's making, he couldn't really sell it because it was logos of well-known companies and stuff. But if he's making it for his own use and stuff, or whatever he's doing with it, it's still cool looking. But let's see if I can find somebody here to just pull up a channel other than my own. Let's see. Yeah, I got it muted. So yeah, so they've changed the subscribe button. It's just, in matter of fact, it's ugly now because it's just white, just a really plain. Now I'm in the dark mode, so I don't know if that makes any difference. I mean, well, I don't know if I can turn the dark mode off quick or not. Let's see if I can. Nah, I've had it turned on so long I don't even not even sure how to turn it off. Wait a minute, it's probably in this mess somewhere. No, I don't see it. I would thought it had been in that settings thing. Well, like I said, it's in there somewhere. I don't know how to do it. I've had mine dark mode turned on for so long I don't even see it. But yeah, the subscribe button is really kind of lame now. It's just a white oval shape with the black subscribe in it. Nothing. It's like they've made it real generic looking. So I don't know. If I make new signs, I'm going to stick with the original thing because I think everybody knows what that is. Let's see. Charles Steed's in the house. Good morning, Charles. Sean says, cleaning the shop a little before I start the day and make a mess of it again. Yeah. Well, you better get it warmed up out there first. If it's 20 degrees outside, gosh, that's cold. Kenneth's here. Good morning, Kenneth. Clyde says 3D printer rabbit hole right now for him. Yep. Yep. And Sean says it's a deep one, Clyde, but it's fun. Yeah. Yeah. I just haven't, like you say, mine will sit back here idle, but it is nice that when I think of something, I can just come in here and knock it out real quick and, little brackets. And like I said, somebody asked me the other day to make them that stuff. And, I was able to do it in just a few hours using those two right there. So good little rabbit hole to be down. Yeah, I'm watching. There's a airbrush video come up here. That's what I searched, and all the ads finally stopped playing. So, but yeah, they've really got that kind of plain looking now. I don't know why they changed that in the way they did. I always wonder about companies that seem to just change things for the sake of changing them. All the companies do it. I mean, you look over the years, like Coca-Cola or any of them, you can search their logo and it's like they do this for so long. And then I guess they think they need to spiff it up or something and make it new looking. But it's changed. And pretty much every big company that's been around a long time, their logos changed some throughout the years. But I've never been a fan of software or applications or whatever you want to call it that seem to change things just for the sake of changing. It doesn't really affect anything. They just make stuff look different, or they put it in a different place. That's always annoying to me because a lot of when you're using a product like software, it's all muscle memory. You can go straight up to an icon without even thinking about it, and you get real fast at stuff, just like when I used to use SolidWorks. And then they'd come along and change stuff just for the sake of changing and, move stuff all around. You'd have to try to set everything up again. And I'm like, the whole point of the big selling point of this software is that it makes you really productive. And then you muck it up and move stuff around and you got to start over figuring out where stuff is again. I just never have understood that. But what do I know? George says, holy smoky. I just looked at the weather radar for the East Coast from Georgia to New York. Rain. Yeah, I think we're going to have, it's not doing much out there. It's kind of a drizzly, it's like where you can't even see it, but if you walk out to the mailbox and back, you'll be wet because it's that little drizzle. Um, but it's supposed to quit later this afternoon, I think, and um, then get cooler. So I'm thinking what I might try to do tomorrow. I don't think I'll be able to do it today because I think it's going to keep being drizzly. But I think it'd be a good day for me to get out there around the fire pit, try to take all the dry stuff I've got in the shop out there and get it going, and then start throwing that stuff on there because I got a bunch of stuff. Gatton CNC skeletons, and now now having this laser, it doesn't take long to fill up that little container I was using to throw my scraps in there. So client says Ford logo went back to the old logo years back. Yeah. That's what I mean. You just Google Ford logo and look at their images. There's several different ones where they've changed. Every so many years they'll decide to freshen it up a little bit. But anywho, well, I guess I'll get ready to get out of here. Nobody's saying much, and I don't have much to talk about. I guess I'll go ahead and start pilling around here on the design software. I tell you, it's like I mentioned the other day, the more you use something, the better you get at it. And I've been playing around with Lightburn, doing stuff for the laser. So I've learned so many new things. Nothing earth shattering or something like that, but just little things that are handy, little short keyboard shortcuts or something like that, that are really nice to learn, and will make me a little more efficient at that. And there are some things that I was kind of, using VCar Pro as a crutch because I'm like, well, I hate having to start it out here and then bring it over to Lightburn, but I already know how to do it here in VCar Pro, and I can do it faster. Well, I'm slowly trying to wean myself off where I can bring something into Lightburn and do it all right there without having to rely on VCar Pro. So I've learned some things and it's not that Lightburn wouldn't do them. It's just that I didn't know how to do them because I didn't know where it was or something like that. And then I, look for it and I find it, and then I'm like, oh, well, now I don't have to go do this in VCar Pro. I can do it right here. So that's pretty cool to be able to do that. So Sean says a rocket stove takes care of all the scraps and adds heat to the shop. I have to look that up. See what a rocket stove is. Wonder if that's something I could put in my shop out there. Although it'd probably run me out of there because it doesn't get really all that cold here. So I do have a little heater that I can turn on, and if I let it run long enough, it'll knock the chill off, and that's usually all I need. But it's like you were talking about the other day, Sean, if you if you got it nice and toasty in your shop and then you're running your laser a lot and you're exhausting the stuff out the window or through the wall or whatever, it's pulling that heat out of there too. So it can start getting chilly if you start running that laser very long. So, all righty, that was my timer. Let me get over here and hit the little button to get out of here. Everybody have a great weekend. If you're not doing nothing tomorrow night, come hang out with us on the Hobby CNC with Dave show. We'll be showing some project pics and talking about something. I don't know what. Um, and as always, giving away a Jenny bit of some kind. So, anyway, y'all have a great Veterans Day. Thanks again for your service to all the veterans. And we will see you, if not tomorrow night, we'll see you Monday. So, everybody have a good one.